we're going to go ahead and get started, everyone. Dr. Dennis Johnson.
Thank you, Eva. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Dennis Johnson, and I would like to welcome you to EXP's 2020 Internship Culmination. It is so nice to see all of your beautiful faces. A couple months ago, we did not see this day coming, but with great leadership, we were able to adapt and secure 94 students with a paid internship in the midst of a global epidemic. During this time, I got to see another side of the students, a side that depicted bravery, courage, and leadership. I witnessed students who had been the quiet ones in the room to become the loudest voices. I am so proud of you, and I congratulate you all on making it this far. There's another person I would like to recognize, which is EXP CEO Amy Gratt, who stood tall when everything else seemed to be falling. Amy told us to focus on the students, and she will focus on everything else. She may be human, but I promise you her heart is an opportunity engine. This day would have not been possible without her support. Therefore, would you all do me the pleasure of welcoming EXP CEO Amy Gratt?
Oh my God. I don't know what to say. Oh, well, wow. Yeah. I just want to say, I am still reeling from the amazing experience I had this morning, where I had the opportunity to hear 3 of our interns give their final presentations at their internship with the Marine Exchange. And you know, just to see the confidence and the grace and the grace under pressure, you know, when your technology doesn't work when you think it's going to, right, Alyssa? It was the embodiment, the crystallization of why we do this internship. We work with the students year round, and you'll see a little bit about that as I walk down memory lane today. But we see the transformation, the crystallization from coal into diamonds happen over the period of an internship. And I am blessed in so many ways by this team that is assembled before you. Because yes, Dennis, I wanted you to focus on the students and I would take care of the rest, but I couldn't do it alone. So before we go any further, I want to give a big shout out to all of the members of the EXP team who wouldn't take no for an answer, wouldn't look COVID in the eye and say, we're not going to do it. They doubled down and they delivered. We had our largest internship cohort ever, ready and locked and loaded to be taking the internship program this year. Over 250 students who had diligently participated in our year-round workshops. When COVID hit, we didn't know if we would be able to offer one internship, much less 90. In addition, I'd like to add, if I can speak to the slides. The staff is here today and whole and able to deliver this program thanks to our year-round support from our corporate sponsors, our schools, and all of those who help us keep the lights on and keep this program flowing. In particular, Prologis has been our internship partner to really focus on enabling us to deliver the internship experience. But not just Prologis. You can see the logos of our other sponsors who have been there from the beginning and helping us along the way in terms of sponsorship and financial support. The next slide is those who believed along with us. As I said, back in March when COVID hit and sent us all home, many of our employer partners were doing their best to try to keep their own doors open, much less open their doors to a high school intern. But this list of employers that you see in front of you, from Alameda Corridor Transportation Authority all the way down to Houston Logistics, they believed along with us that we could do this little thing called a virtual internship, something we had never done in our 20 years of operation. Thanks to these dreamers, these visionaries at these companies, 92 of you had an opportunity to have cutting-edge virtual internship. I'm thrilled to see partners from our very beginning. ACTA was there when we started off 20 years ago. And I'm also excited to welcome 2 new employer partners today, the Center for Excellence in Life, which I think you'll hear a little bit more about later on, and as well, the Park of Champions. It's amazing what we can do when we have partnership with such great employers, organizations, and individuals. Next slide. One of the hallmarks of our internship program for the past 20 years has been that every student would receive a paid internship. You know, they brought their energy, they put skin in the game with us for the year of their junior workshops and mock interviews and such, and they would work with the internship and there would be something at the end. This year, COVID robbed us of so much in the way of resources. But I'm happy to say, thanks to a last-minute push and those folks that you see on the screen here, we were able to ensure that every single one of those interns has a check coming in their hands at the end of this experience. Thank you to the employers who were able to pay their interns directly. But if it was a nonprofit organization or a government office that didn't have the capacity to do so, these folks stepped up. And you'll see that last name, Gratt, Edwin Gratt. This is the testimonial that charity begins at home. That's my dad. And he happily signed over his stimulus check to ensure that some students got an internship. So yay, Dad! Not listed on this list, but in the room, so to speak, today, are the team that really makes it all possible. From our teachers, who have been the encouragers and the mentors and the partners since the students stepped foot on campus as 9th graders, to the family members, who normally I would be thanking now for driving your student, your child, your nephew, your niece to the internship. But today you cleared out a place in the kitchen, or you made sure that the room was quiet, or you encouraged them when they said, I don't want to do a virtual internship. Ugh. The families, you were the ones that were our vanguard to keep the kids motivated. And all of you volunteers and board members and just believers in this process, thank you, because we couldn't do it without you. Next slide. So I've said a few words, but I'm gonna pass the mic to EXP board members, Wayne M. Kimball Jr. Although he's new to EXP, he draws on a wealth of experience in his role as business strategy manager for Accenture and has a long history of giving excellent presentations to individuals and organizations who want to transform themselves and make the most of their business and strategy. So without further ado.
Thank you, Amy, for the warm welcome, and it's definitely a treat to be here with you all this afternoon. I'm going to first begin by sharing with you one of my favorite poems, and it's entitled, "The Man or the Woman Who Thinks They Can." If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've already lost. For out in the world we find, success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You must be sure of yourself for you ever to win the prize. Life battles don't always go to the stronger or the faster man. But in the end, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Again, I want you to know that that is for men, women, or just any person in general. You must think that you can achieve. Good afternoon. To the EXP staff, to fellow board members, to community partners, school administrators, to our sponsors and funders, to the friends and family of our students, and of course, to the 2020 EXP interns, good afternoon. My name is Wayne Kimball Jr., and I am a proud board member of EXP, and I'm honored to be here with you today. First and foremost, to our esteemed CEO, Amy Gratt, to Dr. Johnson, and to the entire staff, thank you so much for including me and asking me to speak. And now, congratulations to our students on completing your internship. Job well done. As I was thinking about my remarks for today, I thought about where I was and what I was thinking many years ago when I was sitting in your seat as an intern. The truth of the matter is that I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but that constantly changed and kept evolving. Back when I was in high school, I was blessed with an internship with the North Carolina Department of Transportation during my senior year. That later went on to be the same internship that I had the summer before I started my freshman year of college. It's pretty safe to say that I knew I wanted to be a civil engineer. I decided that I was going to study that in college, which I did. And each summer thereafter, I interned at large engineering agencies, including the U.S. Forest Service. By the end of my sophomore year, I was confident that one day I would launch my very own engineering design firm. Although midway through junior year, I was like, no, maybe I want to go be a petroleum engineer. As I entered my senior year of college, I told myself, I think I want to go to law school. But by the time I graduated, I had an offer in hand to go work for one of the world's largest technology companies. And there, my path began, all because of the internships. My point there is that it's okay to not exactly know what you want to do when you grow up. To be completely honest about it, there are many adults on this call right now who are still trying to figure out what we want to be when we grow up. But it's all about being incredibly thoughtful and intentional, being unwavering in your approach, and recognizing that the internships and the work experience along the way is what helped me to learn what I was good at, what I loved doing, but also conversely, it helped me learn what wasn't exactly my forte and what I didn't enjoy at all. So my message to you today rests in three simple words: explore, discover, and become. As defined by the Webster's Dictionary, explore is to investigate, to study, to analyze through testing or experimentation. That's exactly what you have begun to do by having an internship. This right now, or this summer rather, has been your opportunity, the first of many opportunities to seek knowledge and to really take beneficial steps towards your future to figure out what you want to do. Now that you have concluded your summer internship, I encourage you to continue to explore your own potential, to leverage the networks that you've established and take advantage of the many resources available to you. For if you do, I'm confident that this summer won't simply have been just a moment in history, but it instead would have been an experience that will continue to manifest itself with great reward in the days to come. Next, I encourage you to discover. To achieve that, it's imperative that you be intentional and purposeful in your actions, and to remain inquisitive in your pursuit of knowledge, and that you never succumb to taking shortcuts and making excuses. Discover your passion and your calling. Discover your visions and your goals. Discover your faith. Discover your mentors and your advocates. Discover your strengths and your areas of improvement. And reflect on yourself constantly. Moreover, discover your rightful place in your school, or your future, and in society. Lastly, I want you to become the person you wish to be. Whether that's an educator or a politician, a scientist or an engineer, a doctor or a lawyer, maybe even an entrepreneur. Become the mover and the shaker that challenges the status quo. Become the voice and the leader of the voiceless. Become the catalyst and the change agent that revolutionizes the nation. Become the thinker and the innovator that changes the world. Be patient, yet persistent. For after all, what you do today will impact the rest of your lives. So begin today planning for tomorrow, and I promise you that your horizons will be broadened and your possibilities will be endless. So don't delay. Seize the moment to become. Explore, discover, and become. At this moment, I'm going to walk you through a little bit of Wayne's journey on how I began to explore, discover, and become. So we're going to begin back in middle school.
Yeah. Aww.
Aww.
Oh,
All right. So this is what I was talking about. Here I was serving as the president of the Career Exploration Clubs of North Carolina. I was not only seeking out what I wanted to be when I grew up, but I was also leading 3,000 other students in the state of North Carolina to do the same. That led me to my college journey. Well, while I was at North Carolina A&T State University pursuing my civil engineering degree, I not only served as student body president, but I also had the opportunity to serve in SGA all throughout my 4 years. And this is a picture of how I was standing with the other members of my executive cabinet as SGA president. Little did I know that that opportunity would land me a job at Google Incorporated, the very first place where I began my professional career. That then took me to the Act One Group, a billion-dollar company and one of the largest female and African-American owned companies in the world. There, I had the opportunity to learn, to grow, to move from a manager to a director to a VP, and to head all of our global strategy and our portfolio out of these United States of America. And then that landed me the opportunity to serve as a business strategy executive at Accenture, where I am now. So what is the point that I'm trying to tell you? I want you to understand the journey and how it all began. It began right exactly where you are today, in high school, which led me to getting my bachelor's degree in civil engineering, and then led me to get my MBA in international business. But again, it didn't just all happen overnight. It took me really focusing on exploring, discovering, and becoming what I wanted to be. So yes, today you see the business strategy executive, and before that I was the VP of global strategy, and prior to that I was a director focused on performance improvement, and prior to that I was leading things around the world as a global operations manager, and prior to that at Google I was a sales operations manager, and I started my career in HR as an HR associate. But guess what? Even before that, I was an intern. What I'm telling you today is that because of where I began and because of my continuous persistence and perseverance, all of the things that I've accomplished have allowed me to do great things in my life, and you can do the same. What I want to show you here is to remind you that the world is truly your oyster, because I am simply a little country boy from rural North Carolina. But now I've had the opportunity of living in 6 different cities in 5 different countries and traveling professionally all across this country and in countries all around the world. So, like I said, you got to start somewhere, and it begins with being an intern. So I mentioned earlier that I was a civil engineer intern for the North Carolina Department of Transportation, but I also served as an intern for the National Forest Service as a civil engineer intern. Well, one summer while there with the Forest Service, they said, Wayne, we're going to send you on a business trip. We need you to go from Columbus, Ohio, where I was interning, to Flint, Michigan. And they said, you're going to the Henry Ford Museum to serve at a Family and Friends Day. But what they didn't tell me was that I would be wearing this very, very hot Smokey the Bear costume. The point I'm making here is that while I didn't know that that is what I was going to be doing for 2 weeks that summer, It made me stronger. It made me realize that that was something that I didn't want to do when I grow up, but I learned from it, and it helped me to become the person I am today. And in case you're wondering if that's really me, yes, it is. And here are a few other photos that show it's definitely me in my Forest Service uniform. So as I come to a close, I just want to simply say again that it is your time. You have done something outstanding. You have completed an internship, and you are well on your way to beginning your professional journey. So remember to explore, discover, and become. But keep in mind that on this journey, success is only part of the journey. It's not just the destination. So stay focused on what you want to accomplish, and you can do it. As Janice Howroyd, CEO and one of my former supervisors and a mentor, has always told me to never compromise who you are personally to become who you wish to be professionally. Ladies and gentlemen, and especially the 2020 EXP interns, remember to never, ever, ever give up, because this is only the beginning of your journey, but instead to explore, discover, and become. Thank you again. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Wayne, for that powerful speech. Students, do you have any questions? We have a couple minutes if anyone wants to ask any questions. Feel free to drop your comment in the chat box, and we can take you off of mute.
That was a really powerful testimony, Wayne. Thank you so much for that. I think a lot of students obviously here can say they started as interns too, but I think most of the EXP team can say that as well. Being an intern is so important. Ooh, we have a question. What was your favorite internship and why?
Favorite internship, I would say, was probably still for the United States Forest Service. And while Smokey the Bear was unexpected and a bit hot, I still really enjoyed that internship because I was able to really do something that I had never done before. And it was an opportunity for me to bring to life things that I had learned in the classroom. So I've been learning all this theoretical stuff about how to be a civil engineer, but going there and really doing the design work for National Forest Service that now people get to take their families and their children to all the time is really exciting. And also to see how you bring a project from a design to bring it all the way to life. So I would say that being Smokey the Bear and being next to Woodsy the Owl was part of that, but also really fun to really bring everything that I learned in the classroom to life.
Great. Jessica wants to know, how do you stay motivated?
How do I stay motivated? I would definitely say that my motivation is the fact that I came from a very small town. So based on where I'm from, many people had already counted me out. And I'm pretty sure that there's some students right now that are listening to me who may have already counted themselves out or feel like giving up on yourself, or there's some people telling you to give up and counting you out. So that's what motivates me, because when people ask me, Wayne, did you ever know that you were going to be this successful? The truth of the matter is, I always knew I was going to be successful because I was determined to make that happen. But how successful I became, I didn't know. And quite honestly, I still don't know because I'm still out here exploring, discovering, and on a quest to become even the things that I can't even fathom yet. So that's what keeps me motivated.
Perfect. One last question, because this is so important. Did you have to do some things you really didn't want to do during a few of your internships? And how did you go about that?
The answer is absolutely. You know, I am in a senior position now, and guess what? I still do things that I may not enjoy doing or that I may not want to do, but it's part of the journey. It really is part of the journey. And I think you have to stay focused on the long-term vision. And I like to tell myself that even the things that I may not like doing, I'm learning something from it, even if it's just learning something about myself. But I also get through it by telling myself that it's a temporary ends to a means, right? All things come to an end at some point, and so just suck it up and just make sure that you're learning from the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys, the good, the bad, and make sure that you also help someone come along the journey behind you.
That's so inspirational. See, we try and tell them during these workshops, you never know. You might have to do paperwork. You might have to do this. Who knows? But do it because you're learning, and that's the point. Thank you so much. That was super inspirational, even for myself. I'm taking notes. I'm going to pass it along back to Dr. Dennis Johnson.
Definitely. Thank you, Wayne and Eva. And students, remember, when you come across a great speaker or someone in the professional field that you like, that you should always be taking notes and add them on LinkedIn. So Wayne invite should increase after this culmination. I would now like to pass the mic to Alejandra to talk about the student's journey.
Thank you, Dennis. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alejandra Garcia, Program Manager with EXP. So I want to quickly just go back to when this all began. And this is for the students. You began this journey long ago, back in September, where we brought all of you together at the Carson Community Center for our parent-student orientation. We had over 350 students who joined us to learn about the EXP Internship Program. That evening, you pretty much signed your life away to us and committed to a year-long program. Out of those 350 students, you all made it to this point. And we're going to go down that timeline, and I'm going to send it over back to Dr. Dennis Johnson so you can remind all of us of the different workshops that the students attended throughout the year.
Definitely. When I first started EXP, one of my first tasks was facilitating the EXP internship workshops. You all, I was so nervous, which y'all made me feel so comfortable. And there are 7 of them workshops. One of them is Dress for Success, when the students have to put on their Sunday's best and act as if they were preparing for a real interview. And we also had the identity workshop, where students had to pull back the layers to discover who they are and also how people view them through multiple lenses. And I hope that students remember all the lessons from these workshops, especially your why. When times get hard and you think about quitting, think about your family, think about yourself, think about your community. Remember, you may be the first generation college student and also first generation professional. And when COVID hit, EXP had to remember its why. And when we did, we created the virtual EXP platform, which is what Eva will talk about.
Thank you, Dennis. So yeah, you're right. Then COVID happened, and COVID happened. Y'all were emailing us about what's going to happen to the program. We at EXP sprung into action and made our workshops virtual so that y'all could continue learning about how to be the professional workforce of tomorrow. We all became Zoomers, and you all continuously logged on and not only interacted with EXP staff, industry professionals, but with each other as well.
Thank you, Eva. This summer, we had a lot of fun, right, students? Each of you brings a story, important experiences, a powerful voice, and a unique perspective. Our virtual workshops were dynamic in the sense that students had the ability to build bridges and collaborate across different cities. We would have Barstow students exchange ideas and engage with students here in Southern California. It was truly amazing. And what I want all of us to think about is that this wouldn't be possible if our workshops were not virtual.
To celebrate you and all the hard work you demonstrated throughout the year, we wrapped up the career readiness portion of the EXP Internship Program with the curbside style pickup, where we distributed your EXP Level Up Certificate of Completion, and you also received a $100 scholarship. What followed made this culmination possible today. My colleague Tracy Palacio will take it from here and introduce what is next.
Thank you so much, Alejandra. So I wanted to let you know that I started with EXP just 2 weeks before everything changed. All of a sudden on March 19th, we were sent home to stay at home and work, and all the internships were canceled. Talk about feeling personally responsible, but never fear. We are a small but very mighty staff, and we began to work diligently with our amazing partners, and we resulted in providing 94 paid internships. Not only were we had never done virtual internships before, but neither had our partners. Now we were having orientations that included how to maneuver through Zoom and WebEx and Microsoft Teams. And what was once a priority, learning the importance of a good handshake and eye contact, was now focusing on how to work the mute button and sitting up straight and aligning yourself in the camera. Your bedrooms and living spaces now became your office. We're so proud to all of you that you persevered through all of it with great attitude, showing your resilience and strength. These are traits that will help ensure your success throughout your life.
Those were great words, Tracy. And now, everybody, this is going to be the best part of the program, our student testimonials. These 4 interns we have chosen have shown true leadership, tenacity, and heart during this internship, even through the obstacles they've had to face. Every year I think to myself, oh my gosh, how is this year's interns going to be better than last year's? But I must say this year, is one we will never forget. And we are so lucky to have these students as our future leaders. I am so proud to introduce our first student speaker, Jamal Willis. Jamal is in the Mojave EXP Academy at Barstow High School, and he is one of our top students. Jamal is a shining star in our small desert town, and he has a bright future ahead of him. I just hope he remembers us when he becomes our future president of the United States. Willis 24 has a great ring, right? You definitely have my vote, Jamal. So without further ado, Jamal, please take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamal Willis. I'm a senior at Barstow High School in the Mojave EXP Academy, and I'm an intern at the Office of the Democratic Caucus for Assemblyman Mike Gibson. My internship was the best, period. Speech done. To be honest, this was truly an opportunity of a lifetime. During my internship, I did an assortment of tasks like creating databases, starting social media campaigns, sending out e-alerts, analyzing legislative data, and just other vital tasks that I can't disclose. But to be able to represent the Black community, the queer community, the immigrant community, and the community at Barstow was so amazing. I'm overly ambitious, and I'm so grateful for EXP for allowing me for fulfilling my ambitions this summer, despite everything going virtual. The assemblyman, his team, and my supervisor, Victor Ibarra, taught me 2 things. 1, if a white person can do it, why can't a person of color? And 2, your network is your net worth. During the whole pandemic, if it weren't for my fellow intern, Christian Soriano from Carson High School, my mental state would not be where it is right now. My philosophy in life is I don't do what I do for myself, but I do it for those around me and my community. And I think that this internship and EXP has allowed me to fulfill that. So with that said, since me a Jamaican, me have to big up each and every one of the intern them for completing the internship. We conquered, we thrived, we survived, and despite Miss Corona, we're doing it. So thank you, Mrs. Negretti, and thank you, EXP.
Thank you, Jamal. Truly some powerful words. You're an amazing person, and we can't wait for how much more you accomplish in your life. Next up is T-Cell intern Hazel Reyes from Narbonne High School Beta Academy. When I first met Hazel, there was a very unique spark to her. She's goal-oriented. She always says yes at opportunities that come her way. She's pretty famous amongst our EXP team. And she is the CEO of her own company, a complete go-getter, and without a doubt is going far in life. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Hazel Reyes.
Hello everyone, I am Hazel Reyes and I did my internship with TCEL, the Center of Excellence in Life. The beginning of my quarantine started off pretty bad because I would be on my phone and procrastinate all day. But as time went by, I got bored and tired of being on my phone. I started on improving myself when I obtained my internship with TCEL thanks to EXP because I had now something to look forward to every day. The most valuable experience at TCEL has been that I got the chance to be mentored by great successful people, such as Kelly Belton, because she helped me boost my confidence and communication skills. Currently, I am the CEO of my own company called Glow Better, which is all natural body care products. At the beginning of the internship, my mentality was, why go to college and waste my time and money if I can just grow my company and become a billionaire? But thanks to Mary Stutz, the CEO of TCEL, and Stacy Ward, my team leader, they taught me the importance of a college degree and how many doors it can open for me in the future. Although this is a rough time we're all going through, for me, this shutdown has been a blessing in disguise. Thanks to the virtual internship, I've gotten a better sense of direction of what I want to do and how I should do it. One thing that I want you all to take away is that blessings can come in disguise. You just have to work for it in order to reveal itself to you. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you, Hazel. I love those words to live by. Blessings do sometimes come disguised in other forms. I am very happy and proud to introduce our next student, Mr. Carlos Moreno with Carson High School ESET Academy. Carlos, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Carlos Moreno. I attended the internship at Ports America. Being in quarantine was really a roller coaster of emotions. Staying at home and not being able to go out like I used to affected me because I was feeling down all the time. And then I received a phone call that I got the internship, and I was so excited because this is an opportunity that only a few get to experience. Throughout the internship, I did not know what was going on. I didn't know what to expect. I was kind of nervous. But once I did the first day, all my employers, they're really nice. They helped me out. They're really understanding. I got to learn not only about the company, which is something that I didn't expect, but also, for example, I had my employer, Lisa. We did a TED Talk, and it was about how our tone can affect how our message goes out. And now I use that when I go talk to people about relevant issues. And I just really appreciate that what EXP has done for us. And I'm very grateful. And this is definitely going to be a good memory that I experienced. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm really appreciative of EXP and also all the sponsors. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. That was very sweet. And sometimes I forget that I'm talking to a student when I talk to Carlos because he's so well-spoken and he confuses me for an adult when we're exchanging emails. Next up, I would like to introduce Ms. Wesley Simmons with Carson High School PAMA Academy. Wesley?
Hi, everybody. My name is Wesley Simmons. I am from Carson High School in the Performing Arts and Media Academy. And throughout this summer, with the help of EXP and the managers, I was able to also be an intern at the Center of Excellence of Life, also known as TCEL. So throughout this internship, along with Hazel Ray and many other amazing interns, we not only got to learn about different fields like business, sciences, even fashion, but we also got to learn about the people who were presenting to us and how they became who they are and who they are as a person. And one thing I extremely took out from this experience was having a presentation from Ms. Fabiana Lacera. And one thing that she said that really stuck with me is that no matter where you are, whether it's in a work environment or in your daily life, that you should just be you, be the best you that you can be. And I want to keep those words with me, both when I'm moving on in the workforce and meeting new people and just having it as a value for myself as I move on in life. And so I am very thankful for both TCEL and EXP and all the amazing people that have allowed me this opportunity to work with both of them, both throughout the school year and the summer.
Thank you so much, Wesley. And thank you to all the student ambassadors that offered and were able to share their experience with us this evening. Tracy, if you would be so kind as to introduce the employer recognition.
Thank you, Alejandra. I'd love to. And thank you, students, for sharing. That was very motivational. Thank you so very much. I am very pleased to start our first award with a special recognition award to the employee, Captain Kip Lutet. He is the Executive Director for Marine Exchange of Southern California. For over 7 years, Captain Kip has motivated, mentored, educated, and inspired our interns by hosting them. He has spent numerous hours spent on time and effort he is dedicated to each and every lesson. And this shows, and Amy and I were able to actually experience this firsthand when we saw the final presentations of our students. It was amazing, their presentations. They were really college level. We have a nickname for Captain Kip this year. It's called the Trailblazer. And the reason we call him the Trailblazer is because when we had to cancel the internships, he was on the phone immediately saying, wait a minute, we've got to be able to do something. We've got to be able to do something virtual. I'll never forget that first meeting. He had so many ideas. I was trying to keep up with them. And you were instrumental in forming our virtual internships. I learned so much by working with you, Captain Kip. So now, without further ado, Captain Kip.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Tracy, for the flattering comments, and thank you, Amy, and the whole EXP staff for putting this on. As Tracy mentioned, when first we found out we were going to a virtual format, it's what are we going to do with 3 hotshot students to keep them busy and working and motivated for a month. But I'll say the partnership that we have with EXP, the partnership that we have with others, we talked about it when we came up, and actually we kind of ran out of time and had more material than we had time for. As we talked about this morning, there were 2 things change in the future that we talked about, and who would have thought that COVID is putting what is normally an on-site program into virtual. But I can't be more proud of Alyssa, Samantha, and Bianca for what they did during the past month. And the big thing as an employer, originally it was like, well, what can we do to entertain them? And it turned around that actually they submitted 2 wonderful products to us, which was inputs to our business resumption plan and inputs to our sales and marketing material that was absolutely perfect. So I can't thank you enough. It was a pleasure. It was an honor. We look forward to more. Best of luck to you all.
Thank you very much, Captain Kip. Thank you so much. The next award I would like to give is our Employer of the Year Award, and that goes to Ports America. They are a long-standing partner of EXP. This year, when they heard we had more students than internships, they decided to have a management meeting and put their heads together to see what they could do to help us out. They devised a plan that not to just take 4 interns, but this year they were going to take 25 interns. That's a 400% increase. We couldn't be more grateful. They designed a micro internship, and they had students learning from Monday through Friday, where they spent time in a lot of different departments. It was well planned and executed. Everyone learned a lot and had a great time. So today I have Liz Redmond, who is the Labor Relation Manager, who also participated in the internship program. She has been participating with EXP in all numerous events that we host for the last 4 years, and we're very appreciative to her. Liz, can you talk a little bit about your experience?
Hi, thank you, Tracy. My name is Liz Redmond. I work for Ports America. I first want to just thank the entire EXP program for having the virtual internship and allowing us, Ports America, to still be involved. We really enjoy it. We do the mentorship program throughout the year, and we love it. All of us that are involved enjoy seeing and meeting the students, and it's really rewarding seeing the students throughout the school year and then seeing them by the end of their internship and how much they've grown and how much they've learned. I think the students underestimate how rewarding it is for us as it is for them. We really do enjoy it. This summer, we did have a few challenges. I mean, normally we meet in the office, we get to know them personally. I think that the office experience is so important for the students to show up, dress professionally, talk to people, talk to our colleagues. So being virtual was very different for us, but so much of a learning experience. And the students taught us a lot. You'd be surprised how much they know about technology. And so it was great to learn and work with them through WebEx. As Tracy mentioned, we had 25 interns, so that did also make it a little challenging being with them for such a short amount of time. But again, we loved every one of our students and meeting them and getting to know them and learning about them and their future. It's amazing how resilient these students are. They're going to look back in the future and think, what did I do during COVID? And I hope that they have had a memorable experience with our internship. Their motivation to stay involved and to just show up every single day is so admirable, and their attitudes were definitely contagious. So thank you guys for showing up and for being ready to learn. It came with a few technology problems, probably more on my end. But again, we worked through it, and every day was a learning opportunity. And Ports America and myself are so happy to be involved, and thank EXP for putting this on this year and allowing us to be a part of it. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Liz. And now I would like to discuss our rising partnership with the Center for Excellence in Life, the Powerhouse. You all, when COVID first hit, I was nervous. I was like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna place all these students? And we promised them an internship after they finished their workshops. And I sent out texts to all of my friends and have a lot of connections on the East Coast. So one of those friends ended up texting my partner back, and they're like, hey, wasn't Dennis looking to place students? And she's like, yes. And he sends this link, and this link is the website, which is the Center for Excellence in Life. And I called the company, and the person who picks up the phone is the CEO and founder, Miss Stutz. And we talked for like 5 minutes. She has a great personality, and she's like, okay, let's get on a Zoom, because I've been looking for students and I'm having a hard time finding students. So we talk, and it's a lot of synergy between EXP and TCell. And as we're talking, I'm like, okay, can I send you a list of students? And she's like, yeah, but we're limited with spots. So I think at the time they were looking to place around 30 students, and I think I sent her around 20. So I'm trying to get as many spots as possible. So as the relationship builds, she ends up taking 35 EXP interns, which was our largest partner. And it was amazing because these students spent the last month waking up early in the morning, because they've all over the country, just basically experiencing, I would say, that TCell experience, which consisted of partners and industry personnel from multiple industries from all around the world. And now I would like to introduce Mrs. Stutz, who can tell you more about it.
Thank you so much, Dennis, and thank you for the invitation to participate in today's ceremony. I am just thrilled about you finding me, me finding you, our coming together. It has been amazing. Dennis is right. Basically, what happened was that I was looking at and listening to everything that's going on in society right now, and understanding about our youth and the pandemic and the social injustice and the lack of jobs. And when I realized, just from looking at doing some regular internships for my company where I work, and the fact that so many companies were discontinuing the internships, I realized that this was all coming together to be not good for underrepresented youth, to have a summer with seemingly no opportunities in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of the front and center social injustices that underrepresented populations are continuing to experience in this country. And I thought, we cannot let this happen this summer without having something for these youth. So I reached out to my network to say, look, I want to do a virtual summer internship through my nonprofit TCell, and I put out a couple of fleeces to see if people would be interested in supporting, and overwhelmingly they came back and said yes, and we were able to raise the funding. All of the interns have picked up ideas for their final projects from the master mentors that they met. And I don't know if Dennis told you, but we had 4 tracks for the internship. We had a communications and social media marketing type track. We had a STEM track. We had fashion, and we had digital entertainment. So that's where we pull those master mentors from those career tracks. And it was so interesting because we told them in the application to pick one track. And pretty much, I'd say half of them checked all 4 tracks. They just did not pay attention at all. But that's okay. We love it because they were able, they got it. They were like, hey, this is an opportunity for me to be exposed to all these different things. So a lot of them did check all 4. Very few people just checked one track, but that was fine. We were able to get them all accommodated, get them all exposed, and I'm thrilled at the number who have business ideas, the ones who are understanding about their personal brand and they're presenting that, and then the ones who are presenting about their their education and their future. It has been amazing, to say the least. So the kids themselves made the program. We put it together, but they took advantage of it. And I want to make sure people understand, because people ask me, what were the kids angry about what they saw with George Floyd and with all the injustices going on? And I said, no, it wasn't anger for a lot of these kids. It was hopelessness. That's what we saw. It was, they said it in the essays that we read. And so that's why it was so critical for us, for them to have that conversation and just pull out what the kids were feeling and let them have that conversation. It was the most impactful thing you ever want to see. I'm happy to send it to you if you want to look at it. It was a great session that they did. And that set the tone for the internship, and the students just really leaned in, and they have gone way beyond hopelessness to, man, they planning all kind of businesses and stuff that they are going to have. They are coming up with some brilliant ideas, and we all want to keep helping them go on that path to be successful. So very excited to partner with you and to have had this opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Stutz. And now you all understand why she's our rising partnership, and we hope to continue and grow this. But as we go on, I definitely want to just say thank you again, Ms. Stutz, and thank you to all our partners. We would not be here without you. And I would like to pass the mic to Kenya as she talks about our student recognition.
Thank you, Dennis. EXP continues to be amazed by what our students have accomplished this summer. Students, you all have demonstrated resilience, grit, determination, hard work, and commitment. You should all be proud of yourselves to not only make a difference in your life, but in the ones of those who surround you. Now, we gather in this virtual space today to honor, celebrate, and recognize a plethora of accomplishment. And the first student recognition goes to Leslie Vargas from San Pedro High School Global Academy for the longest virtual commute. She participated in our virtual internship program all the way from Mexico. I had reached out to her and I said, hey, Leslie, I know you're in Mexico, but there's this great opportunity for you, and I want you to decide if you are up for the challenge. Without hesitation, she said yes to participating to our internship, and she was interning with Ports America. While being 2 hours ahead, she did a fantastic job of managing her time and responsibilities. Going virtual has allowed EXP to provide opportunities to students no matter where they are in the world. Congratulations, Leslie.
I want to also recognize Lisa Gray. Lisa reminds me a lot of myself when I was her age. Shy, anime and video game lover, an all-around amazing person. Lisa came out of nowhere. She was in our workshops at Rancho Dominguez Preparatory, and I swear I never heard a peep from her. It wasn't until it was time for students who had courage and initiative to apply to one of our partners, Kaiser Permanente. EXP helped her prepare for her interview, and that's when Lisa put us on notice that she was a force to be reckoned with. Lisa was accepted into the Kaiser internship, but due to COVID, Kaiser's in-person internship had to be put on hold. But this is why Lisa's resilient. Instead of being devastated, she took it upon herself to apply to another internship opportunity with one of our newest and rising partners, the Center for Excellence in Life, TCEL. I'm happy to say that Lisa's resiliency paid off, and she was not only selected, but flourished. Congrats, Lisa. We are so very proud of you.
We normally honor a student at our Oceans of Opportunity Scholarship Dinner with the 180-degree award. This award is given to a student who has made a complete turnaround during the school year. Well, we also have had that student who participated in the EXP Summer Internship Program who fits this description. That student is Barstow High School STEAM Academy student Mario Jaramillo. At the beginning of the internship, Mario was very quiet, always with his earbuds on during the workshops, and I often wondered if he was even paying attention to me. With great surprise, Mario became so engaged with our virtual workshops, guest speaker series, and being an intern at T-Cell. Mario always gives feedback, asks questions with that great smile that he has. I'm so proud of you, Mario. You are so bright, and you'll make a great teacher someday.
Ah, yes, Alexis Hernandez. You know when a young person opens their mouth and you're keenly aware that they're going to be in some high position one day? Well, believe me when I say that's Alexis. I remember Alexis from our workshops at Banning High School. He was always engaged and ready to go. His student hat came off and his young professional hat came on when the workshop started. I had the pleasure of witnessing Alexis's group present their final project for the Center for Excellence in Life. And not only was he dressed to the nines, thank you, Alexis, for paying attention to EXP's Dress for Success workshop. But Alexis commanded the meeting by being incredibly well-spoken and a problem solver when tech trouble occurred. I hope you're taking notes, EXP partners. Alexis is no doubt going to be a future leader in whichever professional field he chooses. He is a testament to how bright the future will be when these students enter the workforce. Oh, me again, you thought you got rid of me, but I have one more student to recognize. The last student I want to recognize is JOANNA Jimenez, another Banning High School student. JOANNA initially stood out to me because her name always popped up on my phone. That is, when she had questions, you better believe she was texting me to find out the answers. And I love to see that from students. It means they're committed and willing to push themselves out of their comfort zone to succeed. Now, you may be wondering, why Excel Whiz? Well, let's be honest, Excel is a beast. I cringe and have the worst physical bodily reaction when my boss tells me I need to open up the confusing and terrifying program that's Excel. But where some adults may want to run to the hills due to Excel, JOANNA gilded up and took on the challenge. JOANNA's employer, Park of Champions, wanted her to create a database using Excel, and she did just that. And we're happy to announce that Park of Champions actually has extended JOANNA's internship. JOANNA, congratulations on becoming an Excel whiz. I'll be contacting you very, very soon for lessons. Alejandra?
I am happy to recognize the following student. I must admit, this individual was my problem child during workshops. He was always talking while I was giving direction, but he never missed a workshop, a deadline, or never failed to respond to an email I shared out. He shocked us all when he arrived to our Kaiser Permanente mock interview, looking less than a young professional in his suit and tie. With his sharp interviewing skills and go-getter mentality, he secured his Kaiser Permanente Summer Youth Program internship. It is with great joy that I present the Outstanding Professionalism recognition to Mr. Ray Sanchez from Carson High School GBLG Academy. Congratulations, Ray. And yes, Ray, your gift card is in the mail on its way. We're so sorry that it took us this long to get your gift card, but you'll be receiving it soon. At this time, we would like to open the floor to any students that would want to share their most memorable learning moment during their summer internship. If you would like to volunteer to speak, please type out your name in the chat box below, and we will introduce you and open up the floor to you. So please, this is not a time to be shy. We want to hear from our students that haven't had an opportunity to speak on their experience. So please type your name in the chat box below, and we will pull you up. Remember, this is opportunity. Oh, here we go. First student, Miss Medina Arayeli. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Arayeli Medina would like to share her experience.
Hi, my name is Aurelia Medina, and I was intern for the T-Cell Internship Program. The beginning of quarantine, my mindset was at a completely different place. Like, my motivation was just really bad. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to talk to anyone. Like, it was just a completely different place than where I am now. Kenya was the one who told me about the T-Cell Internship Program. And at first, I was like hesitant to do the application, but I was like, you know what, I'll just do it. Like, it's a good opportunity, I'll take it. So I filled in my application, I sent it, and At first, I was doubtful. I thought I'm not gonna get this internship. I'm not cut out for it. But when I got the email, when I got like my place was confirmed and I got accepted, I was really happy. Like it was just a good feeling. Like I was so proud of myself, and I was like, okay, my journey is gonna start here, like officially. So during the internship program, it was an amazing opportunity to talk to so many different people from different areas. And I want to thank Mary Stutz and Lauren Stutz and the rest of the people from T-Cell because it was just an amazing opportunity, and I'm so grateful. And once I started the internship program, my motivation went through the roof. Like I want to become a veterinarian. I want to do what I want to do. And T-Cell and the master people, they taught me to strive for greatness, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I just want to say thank you to EXP and thank you to T-Cell.
Thank you so much, Arely, for your experience and sharing that with us. It's always so rewarding to hear from our students and hear from you, your experience and your memories. And it just, believe it me when I say this, you motivate us every single day. I think we have another student who wants to talk about their experience. Miss JOANNA McLaughlin, I will pull you up.
Hey, hi guys. I'm JOANNA McLaughlin. I go to Carson High School and I'm part of the Eastside Academy. I wanted to say about my internship with Ports America is it taught me a lot. It did change my mindset because at the beginning of quarantine, I was like, well, we're not going back to school. I really don't have to do anything. I was bored. I was on my phone a lot. I didn't really have anything to do. And then I got Alejandra. She's like, hey, whoa, now I have to get my stuff together. So because it's like, I have to get ready. It's like also teaching me how it is to be in a professional workplace, even though we weren't physically there. I did learn a lot of stuff. The people that we worked with, they were really great. They were really nice. They're really faithful. From stories I hear from my mom or my dad or stuff like that, they're not really great people, but like working with them, it's like, it's just different in different workplaces. They're nice, they're chill, and I really liked working with them. And it also like taught me how to not be really shy because they're always encouraging us to like speak up if we have any questions. And also like we got to present our projects and stuff like that. I was like, well, this is a chance for me to put myself out there and, you know, just let people know like who I really am and how I like to do things. And also one thing I did share with them that I wanted to is I found a new talent in myself. Like I told them, I don't know if they remember, but I told them like towards the beginning I wasn't doing anything, but then like I found that I love washing cars. So in a few months I'm gonna start fully detailing cars. So, you know, if you guys wanna get your car cleaned, you can hit me up or whatever. But I learned a lot of things. I learned how to be more professional with the internship. I learned a lot, and it's also taught me how to start saving money better than I did before. So yeah, I was really grateful for the opportunity. It taught me a lot, and thank you guys for listening.
JOANNA, thank you so much for sharing your experience. And I see that shout out on that future business. You know who to contact if you need your car detailed. Please make sure to drop your information in the chat box, JOANNA. Let's kick off your entrepreneurship, your business going here. So to wrap up this evening, I would like to share my story. And I want to thank all the students for coming up and talking about their experience. Thank you all so much. And like I mentioned before, you motivate us, the EXP team. We are the reason why we wake up every morning. You are the reason why we wake up every morning and do what we do. It's to hear all your experiences and to put you in those internships for the summer. So without further ado, believe it or not, students, I was once in your place. As an alumni of the EXP Internship Program, I too attended workshops, prepared my resume and interviewed for a paid internship opportunity. I gained valuable skills that I still use till this day as an adult. I have the honor to work with the majority of you throughout the year and get you the opportunity to pass down some skills that I learned down to you. I want you all to always remember to work hard, put yourself out there, for endless opportunities are waiting for you. And know that your EXP family is always here. Just reach out to us, call us, email us, and we are here. One more time, on behalf of the EXP team, we would like to thank parents, teachers, staff, administrators, as well as our partners, internship host sites, and sponsors. Without your support and dedication, our program would not be as successful as it is today. So thank you all so very much. You make this happen. Students, we are so proud of every single one of you. Congratulations. And please spend your money wisely. Don't just spend it on one thing or on one video game. Let's make sure we're spending our money wisely. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to hearing more great stories from our students. Feel free to email us and tell us all about your experience. We are here ready to listen to those stories. Thank you all so very much. Have a great weekend, everyone.